Rome, Italy, April 9th, 2004. Actual video footage. Estherleon attends Good Friday Stations of the Cross services at the Colosseum. Her presence made possible because of her obsession with the holiness of Pope John Paul II and her wish to become part of a universal belief of one spirit, one higher source. She feels she is standing on sacred ground and understands fully that the presence of the Pope completes her search all these years since her birth for the true reason of her life. Images run through her mind of her father, of compassion, love, warmth, and sentiment. The crowds call for Papa as she called for her Papa. She is in awe of the sound of sacred prayers and choirs elevating her spirit. These were familiar sounds that haunted her all her life, distant, mystical, and spiritual. One can see her sense of grace being with this, the highest of all sources. Her face reflects this moment of fulfillment and the transference of her life from this world to the one collective. Her own beautiful voice singing in the background, resurrected from the ashes after years of denigration by many, completes this moment's history captured on video by her greatest advocate, her mentor.
Yes, the mother and daddy tried to cut out a piece of wire, and then he tried to pull it through. It was too small. So he took the baby and gave it my hand. The baby started to cry. Then he took it back and threw it over the wire. And he said, "Please save my baby, and she will always be thankful. She always will serve you. Always be thankful, but please save my It's too much.
In 1940, my mother and father were separated by the SS on a train and put into different detention camps in the south of France under German occupation. They made a pact. If they escaped, they would meet at a postal on Fridays in a nearby village. My mother was about to be transported from Gurs detention camp to a concentration camp when a young French captain pulled her out of line and helped her to escape. After weeks and weeks, she saw a frail man walk in. She did not recognize him. It was my father. I loved to hear my father tell me the story of my birth, our escape, and when we were on the run. His whole expression on his face and his voice changed, as if he was reliving each moment.
Esty, you were born in Marseille, France, 1941. It was night. There was nobody around. It was raining hard, planes in the sky. Your mother, she couldn't make it no more. She was ready to have you, Esty. She sat beside a garbage can in a schmutzig, dirty alley. She was screaming. I was helpless. I didn't know where to go. They wouldn't let us into the hospital. We were Jews. Rose. Das Kind kommt, es kommt. I saw and I ran towards a church and I banged on the door. I shouted, "Irma! Irma!" No one answered. There was a convent next door. I shook the gates hard. Then a nun came out. "Monsieur, s'il vous plaît, do not make noise. Help me, bitte, my wife is having baby. Come, schnell." I ran back to your mother. The nun followed. Your mother was lying on the ground, soaking wet. Oh, monsieur, please bring her in. I picked your mother up. I walked quickly to the convent. It was dark and the nuns lit my way with candles to a small room with only one bed. I laid your mother down on the bed and she screamed in pain. The nun said, "Patience, madame, calm, breathe. Sister Antoinette, Wait! They surrounded your mother so I couldn't see her. I was afraid for your mother, Esty. You were premature. I heard loud planes. The nuns blew out the candles. Everything was schwartz black. Your mother screamed again and again. And then, in the dark, I heard your beautiful voice. My kind, my Esty, crying. The nuns lit the candles. They wrapped you up and gave you to your mother. But your mother put out her hands and walked over and put you in my arms. You were so small, so klein, my so beautiful, my Esty, my kind.
It was my papa that made me feel that everything would always be all right. It always reminded me of our escape from the Nazis at the Swiss border and how he threw me over the barbed wire fence and he saved my life. We went to live in Paris. My father, Uncle Ziggy, and I would walk the streets. It was Friday and it was holiday time. We would stand in line in the rain. He would wrap his coat around me to keep me warm and dry.
Papa, why do we buy challah every Friday?
Because it's Shabbos, Esty, a holy and a special day to spend with God and family.
Every day is special with you, Papa. Is God in my family?
God is in everybody's family, Esty.
Can I see him?
He's in the flowers, in the trees, everywhere, and in your heart.
Can I talk to him?
Talk to your heart, and your heart will talk to God.
I'm going to talk to my heart tonight, Papa.
And I've been talking to God ever since. Finally, we were able to come to America on the Queen Mary with hundreds of other refugees. The sky was so blue, almost too good to be true. Could this be Papa's prayers to heaven coming true? In the distance, I could see a tiny statue waving at me. I could not take my eyes off the sight. The crown, the wand, the red dress I always wanted to wear. A feeling, a tremor deep inside, not like the other times on the run, never seeing the sun. This was different. Where have I been? Papa looked at me and we knew things were different and what happened so far away. The statue got bigger and bigger. The people knelt down and kissed the ground whimpering. The sounds of the soulful prayers that I always loved and holding on to Papa was enough for me. The wand touches my lips. Sparkling sounds drip down my throat. People are hugging and crying, not screaming anymore. Papa picks me up and holds me tight. I feel warm teardrops on my cheek. They are not mine. New York, 1948. I wake up early. Today is different. Can't explain why. Feels like magic in the air. Could it be chicken soup I smell? My first Shabbos in America. My Uncle Abe, his wife Karen, and daughter Ruth were seated at the Shabbos table, so beautifully dressed. And Karen lit the candles. To me, Everything and everybody sparkled. Uncle Abe asked me to sing the Sabbath prayer. I looked at my papa and I asked him to help me. I sat next to my papa and was waiting for my mother to join us. I stared into the light of the candles. My mother was standing by the kitchen door, looking at all of us. Uncle Abe began to pray. Danke, my loving, my Gott, my compassionate Gott.
Dein compassionate Gott, huh? Wo war Gott? For all the ones that put all their love and faith in him, huh? Dein compassionate Gott, that watched the children and the mothers being gassed, huh? Wo war?
My father could see the fear in my eyes.
It wasn't God's fault, Rose. Man has choice.
My father and Uncle Abe were getting upset.
Don't you believe in God, Mommy?
Look at the candles, Esti. Was siehst du? Do you see Gott?
Ha, Esti? Gott or Hitler? Hitler, Gott, was ist zu sehen? Ha, sag. I don't know. I love God.
Rosal! Don't do that. You're scaring her.
It was the first time I heard my papa saying something to her in this shaky, loud voice. I blew out the candles and ran into the bathroom and threw up. I love you, Papa. I'll sing for you tonight. Why did my mother behave like that? I was an enemy. My mother's eyes were vacant. What did she see when she looked at me? I was a child, wasn't I? My faith in the light, born in darkness, in times of great slaughter.